Sir Keir Starmer wants the British taxpayer to help rebuild Gaza. Today, Sir Keir Starmer went to Egypt.
We, the United Kingdom, stand ready to play our full part. In particular, we stand ready in relation to monitoring the ceasefire and decommissioning Hamas capability and weaponry. And that's drawing on our experience in Northern Ireland and the IRA, which we dealt with in particular in relation to decommissioning. So congratulations.
Honestly, the brass neck on him. In fact, we've actually just come across a picture of Sir Keir Starmer from behind the scenes. I think we might be able to show. Oh, there he is, literally with a brass neck, going over there, claiming to have had a role in the peace deal and the return of the sausages. Sorry, hostages. He did naff all. This is his John Terry Champions League moment. You know, here, the Prime Minister, we've helped you out a little bit. There we go. There you are. Fantastic. Full kit. Did absolutely nothing. And don't just take my word for it. Here is Israel's Deputy Foreign Minister slagging him off as well.
Ask you again, though, did recognising a Palestinian state help or hinder this process, in your view?
Those declarations during the last negotiations, roughly about 2 months ago, have emboldened Hamas' position and drove them away from signing a ceasefire.
Right, there you go. On record, the Israeli position. Sir Keir Starmer actually made a deal less likely. Great. And then this happened in Starmer's Britain this weekend.
Gaza, Gaza, make us proud. Put the Zios in the ground. Gaza, Gaza, make us proud. Put the Zios in the ground.
Yep. Oh, any guesses what university that guy goes to? Anyway, now let's go over to Palestine, the Palestine that Sir Keir Starmer was happy to recognise, shall we? Hamas has started rounding up civilians that they say helped Israel. They've been running re-education camps for some time now, and a warning, bit graphic. All of a sudden, Hamas found their military uniforms after years of pretending to be innocent civilians.
المؤبدات بالتفصيل الأسرى المحكومين بين 10 أعوام و20 عام 131 الأسرى المحكومين بين 21 عام إلى 30 عام 166 أسير. Nice to see that this brand new sports car survived the genocide.
التغيير جاي الله المعين على اليومين الجايين.
And the next generation of Palestinians won't be radical extremists at all. Oh, just the odd casual throat-slitting gesture there. And of course, it's only in Gaza that Hamas is popular, not in the rest of Palestine at all. No. Just innocent people there, hoisting Hamas flags in the West Bank. Hey, no biggie. Sure, they'll take him down. Sir Keir Starmer's incompetence has rendered Britain both unreliable and irrelevant on the international stage. At the peace summit in Egypt this evening, President Trump didn't even know where Starmer was. And then, just look at this guy, honestly.
Where's the United Kingdom? Where's Russia? Come here. Is everything going good?
Very good.
That's very nice that you're here. These people all came in like 20-minute notice.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, and now we've got a bit of this as well, haven't we? He's about to put your taxes up and he wants you, the British taxpayer, to help rebuild Gaza. A government statement reads, he is expected to commit the UK government to playing a leading role to accelerate Gaza's reconstruction. The UK has already given £74 million in humanitarian support to Palestine this financial year. By the way, you know that some of the estimates to, quote, rebuild Gaza, it's like 40 billion quid, which is obviously going to be about half of what it actually ends up costing. So we're playing a leading role in that, are we, Prime Minister? He'll make us pay to rebuild Gaza, and I bet you any money he'll make us pay to take Gazan refugees as well. Do you want that? Let's get the thoughts of my panel. Broadcaster and journalist Carol Malone, Reform Party member, former Tory chairman Sir Jake Berry, and, of course, trade unionist Andy Twelve. Carol, do you want to pay to rebuild Gaza?
No, I don't, and I'm sure the rest of the people in this country don't either, because it's not the government that's paying to build it, it's taxpayers' cash that will be paying to rebuild it. You know, this man is a joke. He is a joke, and his government is a joke, and they're an embarrassment on the world stage, as we have just seen. You know, it is unbelievable. We had Bridget Phillipson at the weekend, the Education Secretary, standing saying that we played a key role to secure this peace deal. As Tosh, we played no role. As you've said, the US's ambassador in Israel, Mick Huckabee, has said that's Tosh, is delusional. Yep. Sharon Haskell, who you just described there, she's actually said it's Tosh as well. And yet Starmer's up there. This is what he spent his whole premiership doing. He goes to foreign countries and he grandstands and he makes speeches, having done sod all to talk about. So here, Trump gets the glory. Trump deserves every bit of glory for what he's done here. I don't care if he congratulates himself. I don't care if he says he's wonderful. He deserves the praise for this. And there you have Starmer hanging on to his coattails, trying to grab a bit of the glory. This is what he said. He said, we stand determined to deliver a lasting peace, a stable and secure future for the whole region. How is he going to do that? He's going to do nothing. He's going to give them 20 million quid of our money.
He's going to end up giving a load of our money to, well, essentially Hamas, because they're still there. Yep. They're executing people in the street tonight. There's obviously clips that I can't play you, but you can see it. It's all over social media. So we are going to pay to rebuild that, are we, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in a country where we can't even build a rail line between London and Birmingham on time, I'm not sure they really want our help. If you look at the sort of British infrastructure project, sort of 10 times over budget, 30 years late, I mean, you know, I actually think the people of Gaza deserve better than Keir Starmer deciding to be I'm going to be the foreman of the rebuilding of Gaza. Sorry, Gaza, you think you had it bad in the Hamas? Keir Starmer's on his way. Not one penny of British taxpayers' cash should be sent to Gaza to rebuild it. To give Trump his due, as Carol said, she's absolutely right. This is his deal. America needs to step up to the plate. They need to put their money where their mouth is. And frankly, they've got the money. The 74 million that we've already given them, plus another 20-odd million that was pledged today, it's not British taxpayers' money, actually, Carol. You're wrong. We're having to borrow. We don't even have the money. We're having to borrow the money to give to Gaza. Our debt is so bad at the moment under this government that we can't even. We have to borrow the money to pay the interest on our debt every year. We can't even afford the interest, let alone ever pay it back. And they're talking about borrowing more to sink in the ground in Gaza. It's nonsense. Not one penny should go there.
When Sir Keir Starmer promised to build 1.5 million new homes,
he's going to include these in Gaza.
We assumed they were over here, right? But it turns out it's the latest in the BBC series Homes Under the Hamas, doesn't it?
Very good. That's very clever.
That's very good, that. Yeah.
I think the issue I have with it is I didn't hear anyone on GB News, any of the two sat next to me, complaining when we were contributing to the flattening of Gaza, when we were contributing to the military parts that demolished Gaza. I didn't hear anyone kicking off.
So how do we?
So we sent F-15 parts to Israel.
So we sold.
Yes.
So that's not the same thing as just giving them money.
So when we were flattening Gaza, sound great, phenomenal.
Made by BAE Systems, creating thousands of jobs in this country. We sold them to one of our closest allies, which is Israel. A government, by the way. The reason Keir Starmer isn't at the top table of this deal is he's not reliable. Right, we've got to look around the world. This is what Trump's done, and he said, which nations share our values? A belief in freedom, a belief in democracy, a belief in not coming over the border October the 7th, murdering thousands of people. Hamas and Gaza and Palestine do not share British values. We should stand with Israel. It's a democracy. I mean, and yes, we should create jobs in the UK selling them weapons.
This peace deal in danger a couple of weeks ago.
Of course.
He absolutely right. So it's just Starmer. So Starmer.
Hostages being paid even harder.
So Starmer, Anthony Albanese, Mark Carney, all of these. Emmanuel Macron, all these top leaders, they all get it wrong and they all endangered it.
Yeah, they do.
But you talk about reliability. Under the Tory government, in which you were a supporting member, you were on the backbenches, and you were actually a minister for part of it.
He was.
You had three.
It looks like surprise.
You had three prime ministers in 1 year.
right?
Talk about reliability. I don't think anybody who is active in that Tory government can lecture anyone.
You know, but France has had the same number of prime ministers in about a month. It's completely
you talk about reliability.
It's completely
you talk about the
irrelevant to this
reliability of
debate.
Keir Starmer when you contribute to a government that had 3 prime ministers in the better part of 6 months.
A picture tells 1,000 words. Bring that picture back up of Keir Starmer. Look at the flags behind him. Can you see a British flag?
Okay, let's tell you what. It's we want the clip. We want the clip where Trump mugs him off.
So let's just talk about that.
1,000 words. If Keir Starmer,
let's talk about the clip. If I'm sat here, Keir Starmer is just behind there. If I can't see him, if I don't know where he is, if I beckon him over and I go, oh, where is he? What's he doing? It's not Starmer's fault. Trump is senile. He was looking around going, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He beckons him over.
You know
and then
he's just negotiated a historic peace deal.
It took him 3,000 years, didn't it?
He claims the actions of a senile man.
He claims 3,000 years it took.
People like you can't understand that a man you might not like can do something.
Didn't it take him 3,000 years? That's what he claimed.
What do you mean it's going to take him?
He claimed it took him 3,000 years to do the deal.
He's got a point he wants to make on the back of this clip. So go on, let's do it.
Where's the United Kingdom? Where's Russia? Come here. Is everything going good?
Very good.
That's very nice that you're here. These people all came in like 20-minute notice.
Wait. So your point is what? Where's the British?
Well, exactly. If we were so like important to this deal, if Trump and the Gazans and the Qataris,
it's just there behind Mark Carney.
It is that.
But it wasn't on that shot, is it?
There you go.
It's on a slightly wider shot.
It was on the wide shot.
It's on a wider shot, but we've got.
And how do we know that's not the corner of the Canadian flag or the New Zealand flag? The Canadian flag's got the maple leaf.
He has not been at the negotiating table. Turkey has. Qatar has. There's one more. Anyway, but he's not been near the negotiating.
That's not what Trump's special envoy for peace said.
Can we get back to the point?
The special envoy has not been at the negotiating.
The special envoy for peace.
He's been talking to Witkoff, which he's been talking to one, but he has not been at the.
We need to get back to the point of this. British taxpayers, right? If he says that we're going to pay to rebuild Gaza, you should be allowed to opt into that. Let's find out how many people care so much about Gaza that they are willing to pay for it to be rebuilt.
Maybe all those protesters on the streets can pay.
I am not paying for that. And if we are paying to rebuild Gaza, what's the point of taking any refugees? We don't need to take any refugees. We're rebuilding the place.
Well, the idea behind Trump's peace deal is that if you create peace in the Middle East, you create an environment where Palestinians and people from Gaza can return home.
Yeah.
Well, therefore, the British government shouldn't be giving them indefinite leave to remain. Maybe we have maybe we should welcome to the country for a period of time. As soon as Gaza is peaceful and settled, there's no need for anyone to remain in the UK.
To pay out of your own pocket for the rebuilding of Gaza.
I think if the successive governments of the United Kingdom have contributed to the flattening of Gaza, we should be held responsible to what's happened to those people there. Absolutely.
Yes, we have.
So that means that no country anywhere in the world should sell weapons to another country in case they turn them on another country.
I think if they're actively committing a genocide, or at least you probably don't accept the genocide.
No, I certainly don't.
But the IDF accepts at least a 66% casualty rate of civilians. If you're actively contributing to a warfare,
that's called losing a war.
Yes.
Hamas started the war. Hamas started the war,
civilian
and then they lost. You can't say it's a genocide just because you are losing a war.
So is a 66% civilian casualty rate appropriate?
Well, it's actually lower than the civilian casualty rate in Iraq, lower than the civilian casualty rate during the Second World War.
Because one of the interesting things that I saw recently, I think it was the head of UNRWA came out to the UN relief agency saying that we know that there's enough food in Gaza for at least 3 months. And you think, well, hang on a minite, did you? Gosh, I thought it was a huge famine.
It was a famine.
It was a huge famine. But he said, we know there's enough food for 3 months. It'd be quite interesting, won't it, to see how Hamas go about this and what some of the statements are from the people of Gaza who apparently don't support Hamas about how they see the future of Gaza running. But, of course, that will all emerge, no doubt, in the coming days.